Hey friends, how are you? So I missed you yesterday. So I figured what I would do is I would give you what's called a lifer update. And where I got that term from is Chalene Johnson, who is, she used to be well, she still is a fitness guru. She was a Beachbody trainer. She did PIO, which is something that I really enjoyed, and a couple other really, big fitness sensations, I guess, of programs for them. And she got into I think the online game pretty early. And so she has a podcast that she's got a couple podcasts, but one of them is called The Chalene Johnson Show, and the other is called uh, Build Your Tribe with her son. So anyway, that's who she is. But the thing that she does is she puts out a podcast on Mondays and Wednesdays that has structure and guests and sponsors and everything. And then on Fridays she does what she calls a lifer update. And that lifer update just kind of talks about the things that are going on in her life. And actually what kind of like looped me into her was her father-in-law has Alzheimer's and he was living with them. And so she'd have Bob updates. And I loved hearing about these Bob updates and learning about, those kinds of things as you move forward in our lives. Anyway, she's, I thought I would give you a lifer update. And first, I want to start with the irony of picking the word unstoppable for a word for the year. I do this thing every year where, as I'm doing my pathfinding for the year ahead, I pick a word, like that's going to be like my mantra, you know. And this year, I have such goals for myself about getting things done, quite honestly, and executing things that are in place. So, for example, my school, my programs, my classes, my courses, and the whole entire program, and how to honestly create people to be able to do what I'm doing, right? So create instructors and trainers and grow the business with other people who are also, I think, very talented, and giving them a space for them to do what they want to do. So kind of like not so much on the, well, not as much on the like the boots to the ground level, but kind of like the next level up, and just working with the people who work with them, and just trying to get not even getting a system in place for that group of people, and so forth, right? So that's been my idea, and that was my unstoppable. I'm going to get this because it's a lot of content writing, a lot of executing content, and a lot of like really sitting in a space for a while to get stuff done. So that was January 1st. And about a week later, the McGregor tribe, let's call them, uh, we kind of COVID worked their way through the various families and the various groups and whatever. And it started in my house with my husband, and it worked its way through. So, and mine actually took, as I was saying last week, I felt like I lost my get up and go, right? I felt like someone said it feels like mono. And I'm like, it does feel like mono. And I also had like what I call COVID brain, which I just couldn't put things together. And I lost something and actually it's found today. So maybe that's a sign like my COVID's out of my system. But I lost a couple things that I misplaced, I should say. And they showed up. And so obviously the person who, Heather, found them for me, I'm guessing. Anyway, so COVID kind of set us back and I didn't feel well. And so I stayed home and I kind of did a lot of work from home. And you saw some of the podcasts on that and whatnot. So that's going on. So as we're coming out of that, so my daughters went to Miami. They were going on a cruise. The cruise got canceled, essentially. They went to Miami for 4 or 5 days. And so we kind of had like a little getting them there, getting them back, and blah, blah, blah. So I picked them up on Wednesday night at the airport. And I brought them home to my house. And my daughter, who lives in Wareham, went home. And my daughter, who goes to college in Vermont, stayed with us. And so they went home. So I went to bed early, and I got a call at 2:00 in the morning, and it's my daughter who lives in Wareham. And she's like, Mom, I am in such pain. My stomach hurts. I don't know what's going on. I've been throwing up. I've been blah, blah, blah. It's just the worst pain I've ever been in. And so she lives right near Toby Hospital. Again, 2:00 in the morning, Toby Hospital, just right up the road kind of thing. And so she's like, should I go to the emergency room? And I'm like, yes, definitely go to the emergency room. And I'm like, I'll get in the car right now and I'll bring you. And she's like, no, that's ridiculous. It's right up the road. I will drive myself there. It's like literally, you can see it right from her house. So I'm like, okay. So you can, so, and then as she's talking and I'm talking to her and she's dizzy. So I said, well, maybe you should walk because I don't want you driving if you're dizzy. Again, still I'm at home, wrapped in my bathrobe that my sister-in-law got me for my Christmas present. And I'm trying to be quiet because everybody's in different places in the house. And so anyways, so I say, I'll stay on the phone and you just walk over. And I'm thinking she's going to walk across the street and walk to Toby Hospital and not remembering that they did all the work. And so she's talking on the phone. I'm like, where are you? She goes, passing the gas station. I'm like, why are you passing the gas station? She's like, because I can't climb through. Like I'd have to scale a wall. And she's like, she's feeling a little bit better. She's, but she's still in a lot of pain. So we're like trying to figure out what it is. Is it food poisoning? Is it gallbladder? Is it kidney stones? Like what has caused this? So she walks to the emergency room. She gets there. She goes inside. So this is about 2:00 and they put her on a bed like right away kind of thing, or got her in there pretty quickly. But she was waiting to see the doctor. So from 2 until 4, we were in and out on the phone, texting and whatever. So it comes back, it's her appendix. Her appendix has to come out. So like, yes, Mother of the Year told her daughter to walk to the hospital when she was in a fit of appendicitis. Okay, anyway, so yesterday she had her appendix out. Now, parallelly, the other daughter, she drove down to the house when she has this Isuzu Xterra, and we bought it like on the cheap, and we my husband souped it up for her. So she parks in my husband's parking spot, and before she goes to the trip, and she can't get out. So she can't get out. The car won't start. So the whole time they've been gone, her car has been in his spot and and we can't move it. So anyway, the tow truck comes yesterday and brings it to the shop to try to figure it out. Turns out like the keys are not like the right keys, and it like the system shut down. And again, we bought this like on the cheap kind of thing, and now the system is rejecting the keys. So she's supposed to go back to Vermont today. And so now we're in a situation where, so she's got to go back to Vermont. Her car's not ready. So, and the puppy that we have cannot be in the house if my other daughter with the appendix surgery. So the puppy's going with my daughter to Vermont in my car. And then we're going to try to, at some point in time, connect. The other daughter's coming home. So we're moving out of our bedroom because we have a first floor bedroom, so she can take that bedroom. And so anyways, it's just been stoppable. Okay. That's the word I'm going to use. It's been stoppable. And so yesterday morning I was, it had been, 5:00 in the morning, maybe I got a couple hours sleep or whatever, like in that little zone. So I said, I am not going on. There's no way I looked around my house. I mean, they came home, there's stuff everywhere, things are unpacked, everything was everywhere. And I'm like, I can't do it. I just can't. So that's why you get that little message from me yesterday. So today I am back in my spot of momming, right? And then just sitting there in the back of my head saying, like in little letters now, so they're not capital letters anymore, unstoppable. Like, try to stay unstoppable. Keep on doing the little things. And I was listening to a podcast when I went to go pick up my daughters, and it was Brené Brown was interviewing the person who wrote Atomic Habits. I don't know his name, but I had heard a couple things that he said, and this is what's giving me hope. And I'm going to because today's our learn day. Next week, I will have some more learning things for you about this. So what he said was like, he feels like to make a habit, it needs years, maybe forever, right? And when you're doing it, small little things, like just small little things. When you go on a diet, for example, right? If you go off it at some point, like it doesn't incorporate in it, it has to be forever. And one of the things for me, like my streaks that I started at the beginning of the new year, one of them was get on my exercise bike every day, get on the mat every day, right? So just get on them, whether you're on them for 5 minutes hopefully 5 minutes will turn into 10 minutes, will turn into 20 minutes, will turn into an hour. So I picked five things that I wanted to start streaks on. So I'm doing okay. Not feeling unstoppable, but I'm going to keep on trying. And I would love to hear from you guys if life is taking you into a couple turns that you just were not anticipating. And I'm sorry, I'm looking at the time. This went way over, and probably you guys are going like, yeah, not a lot of teachable moments. So let's see if my lighting changes, because I'm going from full screen. Wait a minute, escape, exit full screen. I wasn't on full screen. Okay. Anyway, I will see you guys on Monday. I will give you maybe another lifer update next Friday if you are interested. I only share this because I want us to together lean in to say we can do this and we can hang in there and we can make it happen. All right. So, hey, Maggie, good morning. Maggie's on YouTube now. I love it. So this is simulcast, by the way, on the Facebook Rise page, on my Agent Rising YouTube page, and on LinkedIn. So if there's ever time that you are on another platform or you are sick of any particular platform, feel free to grab it somewhere else. Thank you so much. I will talk with you guys soon, and make it an amazing day. And be little unstoppable. Be unstoppable.